All right, we're going to talk right now about how we hold our violin. But the first thing we do before going into our playing position is we have to use our shoulder rest. Now there's a couple of different kinds of shoulder rests. This first one here is the sponge shoulder rest. And what we do on this is we use a rubber band and we attach the rubber band to a little corner here on the back and then around the end button. After we do that, we take the thick part of the sponge here and we put that on this side here. And then we take the sponge and put it underneath the rubber band to hold it in place. And that way when we put our instrument up, we have that space in between the back of the instrument and your shoulder that's all supported now. So you can hold the instrument without your hands. The other kind that we could use is what's called the coon style. Okay, and that's kind of round, sort of like a rainbow, sort of like a half circle, and that attaches to the back of the instrument. The other kind, which is the kind I use primarily, is called a wolf, and it's like the coon shoulder rest, but it's shaped a little different. And what we do, we just take one side, hook the feet to the bottom of the back of the instrument here, and then we pull that, and it comes together, and it's held in place. Okay? Now that we have our shoulder rest attached, we can start talking about how to hold the instrument correctly. Now what we need to do first and foremost is to make sure that we're standing in a comfortable position. Now what I like to do, I like to have my feet in sort of a V position with my left foot maybe a tiny bit in front of the left foot here. Okay? But the feet should be roughly shoulder length apart, okay, or shoulder width apart, because if they're too close together, you know, you'll lose your balance, and you want to have good balance. Another thing you want to do is to make sure that your knees are not locked. They're nice and flexible so that you can move back and forth. Now, what I do for the violin is I take the instrument and I hold it around the neck here, and I bring it up. This is the first position. And then I bring it this way, and then I put it right on the shoulder. Now, when you do this, the end button here, I like to come down from my nose to about the middle of my neck, and I want to keep that end button a little bit to the left side of the center of my neck. Okay? And then you should be able to hold it without your hands. And if you look at it, it's roughly about a 45-degree angle between straight ahead and where your left shoulder comes out. So it comes like that. It's not over here and it's not straight in front of you. It's about halfway, about a 45-degree angle. Okay? And when you have that right, you take your head, you turn it a little bit to the left, and then just lean your head in, and the support of the instrument will come from the weight of your head. And you should be able to hold this comfortably without any hands, and you should be ready to go. Now, when we sit, the position is exactly the same as when you're standing. The only difference is that your knees are bent, essentially. So, you're standing up here, and when you sit down, you just come straight down onto the chair, same position, and you're sitting on the front of the chair. You don't want to lean back or slouch. You want to sit up nice and tall so that your back is nice and straight. And that is your basic position for the violin.